to Teatime and Tarot on Looking Glass Letterbox. This is a daily tarot general reading, which means it's not for any specific person or any specific question. It is a shuffle of the cards to see what the tarot serves up to consider today. Sort of an ongoing conversation. I've been doing the daily readings since January, so if you're new here, welcome. I appreciate your company. I'm delighted. But check the playlist to see if anything connects with you here, if there's anything over the past few months that may benefit you as well. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm delighted in your company as always. I realize your time and attention is valuable, so thank you for sharing some of it with me. And yesterday we discussed sort of a setback. We had the Nine of Swords and the Four of Cups on the table, so a little bit being trapped in your head, stuck in your head in worst case scenario land, and also withdrawn and caught up in your feelings, and talking about how to respond to that to bring yourself back out into activity and optimism, and considering, okay, what can I do to re-engage and consider what I can do with what I have in the moment, regardless of what my concerns are. You know, what can I do right now? How can I be active? How can I be effective, you know, for myself? First card on the table, we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, so that is an ending, overburdened, overwhelmed, hypersensitive, carrying stuff that no longer applies. So something has been completed, something come to an end. And maybe this is, because this came up previous to the solar eclipse, I think maybe a month, almost 2 months ago. All of the tens were on the table, and that was about, those readings were about sort of considering how you got to the place that you are, reviewing your history, reviewing your story, reviewing your actions, and how things came to be the way that they came to be, so that you could prepare and realize different aspects that maybe you hadn't considered before, to move on from that point, to step into the next chapter of things. But this is sort of some reticence, sort of hanging on and still carrying too much. There's still too much here that hasn't been consigned to the past, or reconciled, or put away, or left behind. All right, so consider what it is that you're carrying that does not belong to you. Okay, because some of these responsibilities, these wands here, some of the activity, the routine, the habitual behavior and thought and feeling, that's just applicable for everyone in life. There's some things that need to be released and recognized, so that they stop sort of this inner resistance from rising up inside of you, because you're not aware that you're still carrying forward this thing that you're not actually responsible for. Okay, so think about that. Second card on the table we have today is the Page of Cups. Okay, so that's a sensitive soul, a sensitive influence. It's creative, it's artistic, it observes without judgment and considers different things through a perspective of novelty, I suppose, that allows for creativity and sensitivity and excuse me, an exploration that is sometimes lost in adulthood. Excuse me again. Because in adulthood, you know, you do get caught up in routine and expectation and responsibilities and actions, and you forget little parts of yourself that are sort of embodied in the Page of Cups sort of influence. How you feel in a space, your honest reaction, your honest sort of delight and curiosity about things. So whatever this Ten of Wands is sort of preventing you from engaging in that aspect of yourself. Or this also could be, it's a page, it's about learning and exploring. There may be something new and delightful that you want to look into, that you want to develop, that you don't feel that you can because of something that you're still carrying from whatever you've done before, however you were active before, that you need to put away so that you can pick this up and develop this new thing. Not put it away because it wasn't valuable, or it wasn't, you know, an achievement, or it wasn't something to be, you know, recognized and and valued, but just that the time of that is over. So now it's time to begin again and pick up something else, to embark upon the same sort of developmental journey and experience with. So learning and exploring with emotional resonance, because again, this is in cups. So this could be a relationship. You could be ready to make a new friend, start dating. It could be like a romantic influence, something like that. Or it could just be engaging with a group of people that are sort of inspired and engaged and curious about the same sort of interests that you have. And maybe going out and coming into connection with a group of people and a sort of supportive, interactive environment. It may represent that as well. So, but if it's, it could represent a person, it's a younger person, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, a water sign could be represented that's influential or significant to you there. Okay. And also this Ten of Wands, this one in particular, normally it's someone carrying a heavy load and they're sort of bent over and they're physically restrained and sort of oppressed by the burden that they're carrying. This particular Ten of Wands, this lady is emboldened and proud and, you know, standing tall. She doesn't seem to be burdened by her particular Ten of Wands. So this may be some ego also getting in the way of more delicate development that's available based on what you've already done. So that's a little bit of flare up of ego and like, you know, I've done this and I'm capable of this and I have recognition for this and I'm so great at this and that's wonderful, well done, that you've accomplished so many things, and those are things to be proud of course, but when it goes too far out of scale, then it can diminish and trample on the more delicate and fragile new beginnings that are available to you that you're sort of missing out on because you're so amped up about past conquest and past endeavor that you're not able to see or engage with what is new and available for the next stage of things that's going to be enriching and replenishing and to support any previous success that you've had. So consider if maybe your ego may be getting in the way of progress as well, because that's a very human response as well. It happens to everyone. And then we have, two cards. We have the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Okay, Three of Cups is collaboration, sisterhood, brotherhood, support group. These are all interdependent individuals. They're not codependent on each other. They don't need each other to do the things that they're doing. They're all working on their own cup. They're all doing their own thing, but they come together in support and consideration and what's the word I'm looking for? And sort of conviviality, sort of gather together to support each other in each one's individual developments and exploration and creations. All right, so this isn't, it's like a collaboration and support and a lifting up by your community or by the people that just get you. They know what you're doing, they get what you're doing because they're on the same similar sort of a path with their own thing. So like, okay, yeah, we're going to support each other in our own independent endeavors, just for that extra bit of oomph to uplift the cause. Okay, and at 3 again is the point of creation. It's the point of the Empress. So it's about bringing the imaginary into reality and planting seeds and nurturing them and stabilizing them for sustainable growth and abundance. And then underneath that, we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a lovely collaboration to step into because they're all revitalizing and supporting each other. This is a restriction out of the individual. So sort of a drawing back, a drawing inward, scarcity mindset, poor man thinking, afraid that you're never going to have enough, that there's never going to be enough. You have to hold on super tight to whatever it is that you have because you don't want to lose it. You don't want to lose that stability. Again, very reasonable human reaction. But if you want to grow, if you want to increase that stabilization and establish firm foundation for future growth and sustainability in a more long-term and efficient way, not just for yourself, but for, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Knowing when to let go and reinvest resources that you have available to you, and knowing when to maintain and save in order to maintain that stability so that you're encouraging growth while also taking care of your responsibilities and maintaining your stability. All right, so if you feel like you're holding on too tight to something, talk to people that sort of are doing the same thing that you're doing or that understand independent adventure or independent, what's the word I'm looking for? Independent enterprise in whatever realm it is that you're focusing on developing. Seek out people who have been where you have been, who have been at the beginning, who have been at the start, who didn't feel like they could do what it is that they wanted to do because they didn't have enough or they didn't feel like they had enough. And then that can give you support and advice and understanding and a network of people to discuss things with that can help you to release some of this scarcity mindset and begin to grow your own enterprise with your own intention of what it is that your cup is being filled up with or what cup you want to fill. Okay, interesting. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. You have something to offer or something is being offered to you that is genuine and true and available now. So with this Four of Pentacles, you may be resistant to accepting it. With this Ten of Wands, you may feel like you're not in a position to accept it, or you may not even notice it's available because you're so focused on what was done before, you don't see what's being offered in the moment. Knights are about doing, improving, an active endeavor toward an ambition. So are you in a space where you can receive and collaborate and create and replenish and integrate, or are you in a space where you have what you have and you're not asking for anything else and you're not answering the door, you're not answering the phone, you're not giving anything, and you're not accepting anything, or because you don't feel like you're able to, or because you don't realize that it's available to you. So consider that, because something is available, something genuine with the Knight of Cups. And then top is Knight of Pentacles, independence and flourishing and abundant, and who you are on your own, what you've done so far in life, and be able to look around and appreciate the results of all of the effort that you have put in, whatever that may be for you, whatever it is that you find valuable that you've been able to create and manifest and put energy into and maintain and sustain up until today, up until you are the person you are today, being able to stand there and be like, you know what, I did this, and I'm proud of this, and I'm capable of this. And maybe I didn't think so when I began, but I did it. And now I'm here, and this is all around me, and I'm capable. I can do this. So being re-empowered and aware that, yeah, sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's tricky, sometimes it's supremely difficult, and you have to take a risk. But when you do those things, it releases you into your own empowerment to come to a point of fruition where you're like, yeah, that was hard and it took a long time, but I did what I needed to do. I let go a little bit, and I moved into collaborative creation and accepted help and opportunity along the way that was in alignment of what it was that I was interested in seeking for fulfillment, and knowing that all of that experience is going to support you for whatever new is approaching, for whatever new is on the table. And something new is on the table. You have the Ace of Pentacles in the center. There is emotional resonance and material opportunity in order to be in alignment with what it is that you're seeking for enrichment and development and replenishment and sustainability. That's lovely. Beautiful. Love that. So if you're having difficulty seeing that right now for whatever reason, if you're having difficulty seeing that with the Ten of Wands, assess your Ten of Wands. Put down what can be put down, what's no longer active, what's no longer applies, and consider what options are available. We had the Seven of the Cups on the table the other day, and in that card, the woman in that card is distracted by bats flying up above her head, so distracted by nonsense that doesn't have anything to do with what it is that she's focused on, and it's distracted her from focusing on making a choice and choosing a cup to come into connection and resonance with, to develop further into the future. So sort of being distracted from the potential that she is in command of unleashing or releasing. And Page of Cups has picked it up in preparation of moving ahead. So this could also represent a circumstance or another person that for some reason wants to prevent you from accepting that cup and moving on. So something from your past you may feel is prohibitive to that, but you can release yourself from that. You can release yourself from opposition and come into connection with collaboration. And accept something valuable that is being offered to you, or offer something valuable that you have to offer. Wow, okay. So a difficult day yesterday, and sorry, this is going to be a little loud. We're going to clarify with the tarot stones. Okay, so this is definitely, the past couple days have been sort of a turning point sort of a day. It's like you're choosing left or right, whoever's connecting with these. Up or down, north or south, east or west. You're choosing a direction to go in. So that Seven of Cups is currently active. Clarifying the Ten of Wands is the Eight of Cups. So that is check the detail, check the fine print. It's the work that you've done, the work that you want to do. Taking the knowledge and the experience and your awareness of all that work that you've done in the past and employing it into this new endeavor is going to be to your benefit. It may, oops, I'll pick that up later. It may be difficult to begin again when you've been through a whole lot to come to a point of success and completion with what you've done before, but you're completely capable of being able to do it because you have the Nine of Pentacles here. So owning that awareness that you're completely capable of doing so can make a difference. Clarifying the Page of Cups is a Six of Wands. Okay, so this is victory through action, victory through experience. So in the Five of Wands, there's a competition, there's an obstacle, there's a challenge that's meant to be engaged with in your actions and how you follow up on decision and feeling and how you employ those in how you behave in the space. And you've learned something through that and come out victorious, knowing something you didn't know before, having an experience that you didn't have before that's brought you to a point of connection and reciprocity and understanding how to carry on from this point, intending to grow further, intending to get again to the completion of the Ten of Wands so that you can then begin again with the Ace of Pentacles. And then clarifying the Three of Cups and the Four of Coins, we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, so this is about your empire. This is Virgo. Again, related to that Eight of Coins, it's checking the details, doing the work, and doing the work until you feel that you have created something of value that you feel confident about extending into the world. So picking up a new practice and learning the skills that are required in order to employ your previous experience to that particular scenario or situation for further growth and success. Okay, and that's in manifestation, your external world, homework, money, family, health, whatever it is you're focusing on developing from there. Wonderful. And then we have the Enchanted Map Oracle. Oops. Yesterday, the compass was where we were on the map. There was a little bit of a lost element to the reading, and discombobulation, not being sure of where you are or where you stand or where you're going or where you've been. So realigning with your compass and where you're going to focus, and sort of recentering was the advice from yesterday. And today we have home. This is a beautiful card. So a return to center, a return to home, a return to firm, stable ground is what home represents. There's a quote with each one of these. And with home, you are comfortable in your own skin and you belong. Okay, so yesterday's reading, whoever was connecting with that, you doubted. There was some doubt that was there. Like maybe you were wrong, maybe you misunderstood everything, maybe everybody else is right, maybe I'm fighting a losing battle. Whatever it is, you sort of lost your bottle, I think that's what it is, a little bit. You lost some of the conviction. There's a trip up, and nobody's perfect. That happens along the course of any kind of progression or development or life or, long-term commitment. You're going to trip up. You're going to have dark nights, and then the sun's going to come up the next day and you're going to decide how you're going to begin again, or if you're just going to stay still until it's time to begin again. But with home, peace, security, safety, belonging, and all the features one would want from home are indicated now. So returning to home. Again, that's also reflected in the Pentacles. Sort of stabilizing in what you know, where you're comfortable, what provides you with replenishment and healing and safety. And so this card represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin and to live comfortably no matter what's happening around you. So it's a time for opening your eyes to your tribe of like-minded people. That's the Three of Cups there. And or a special person who makes you feel like you've come home. That could be your Knight of Cups, true love. So home is love, and love is all around you now. Whatever your inquiry, you are where you're meant to be and will reap great benefits by staying on this path regardless of where it leads. Home will always be with you. It's where the heart is. Okay? So recentering, being comfortable with yourself, realigning, being aware that you came to a point of inspiration and conviction and purpose and motivation to seek something in life, in your own life. That's the Virgo as well, your personal path, the Hermit, your inner light, your inner spark, and the road that you're meant to travel in your own life. That's individual and specific to you. So with the upset of any of the influences of yesterday's reading, for whoever that applied to, returning to that feeling of home within yourself, comfortable within yourself, realignment with your vision and your purpose and your awareness of your own history and your authority and capability to choose for yourself the next right action, even though sometimes it's hard, even though sometimes it's scary, even though sometimes you feel lost, even though sometimes you feel wrong. Taking the time to process through that and seeing if your convictions hold weight, if they hold water, if your commitment remains true, if your vision remains clear, and then realigning and maybe readjusting the elements or the next right action to bring you further along that road, or to alter your course if that's what you feel is necessary for you to do. Okay, that is all that I have for today. I hope that was helpful or interesting or encouraging or supportive for someone out there. The summer overviews for Cancer, Leo, and Virgo are up on the main page if you haven't checked that out. It's a summer overview for Cancer season, Leo season, and Virgo season. So July, August, September. Get a little peek ahead at what may be happening for you. And subscribe if you enjoyed this. Like if this applied for you. And check out the Patreon if you are interested in early access to upcoming videos and extended readings as well. The link is in the description. Have a remarkable day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.